With this clip, I'd like to introduce the conditional forms of an AR verb like hablar. Now, everybody say conditional. Conditional. Conditional just means would. Like I would speak, we would dance, they would travel. So anytime you hear would, think conditional, and anytime you hear conditional, think would. Now, I want you to take a few seconds, look at these 5 expressions in English and write them down in Spanish. Okay? Now, hint, each of these is one word. In English, you would speak as 3 words, but in Spanish it's 1. Remember I told you Spanish is based on speed? It really is. So again, write these 5 verbs using would, and then turn the video back on again. Here we go. Now, I'm going to say each of these in English and Spanish, and then clap. And after I clap, I'd like you to repeat both the English and the Spanish with me. I would speak, hablaría. I would speak, hablaría. You friend would speak, hablarías. You friend would speak, hablarías. He would speak, hablaría. He would speak, hablaría. We would speak, hablaríamos. We would speak, hablaríamos. And they would speak, hablarían. They would speak, hablarían. Now I want you to notice something. We did not shop and glue. Notice, hablar, 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 hablar. But Mr. Hall, I thought you said when you're dealing with actions, what do? You chop and glue. Yes. There are only 2 times that you do not chop and glue. Let me say that again. There are only 2 times in Spanish that you do not chop and glue. You do not chop and glue with the future tense, which we've been working on for the last 4 to 5 weeks, and you do not chop and glue with conditional, which we'll work on for the next 2 weeks. All right? So here's a little chant for you to remember. In the future, I would not chop and glue. In the future, I would not chop and glue. But in this clip, we're focusing on conditional. So notice, you don't chop off the AR and add endings. You leave the AR on and add ia, ias, ia, iamos, ian. Okay? Now hold it. Some of you are thinking, hold it, Mr. Holt. I thought if a verb ended in ia, it meant past tense. Comer is to eat. Everybody say comía. Comía. If you chop off the ending and add ia, it means I always ate or I was eating. Everybody say tu vivías. Tu vivías means you always lived or you were living. But notice, if you leave the infinitive on and you add ia, it means would. So if you chop and glue and add ia, it's past tense. But if you leave the infinitive on and add ia, it's conditional, would. Very important. And I want you to notice all forms of conditional have accents. We've said this before, that when words end in ia or es or ia, there's an accent. Everybody say dia. Dia's day, but it ends with an I has an accent. Now say Maria, Maria. So just think, over 90% of the time, if a Spanish word ends in ia, there's an accent over the I. Okay, great.